to my Aries, please make sure to get the book at Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. The links will be in the description box below as usual. Okay, so let's get into it. So, let's get into it for the Aries. So if you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, my email address as well as the prices are in the description box below as usual. You can also hit me up on Instagram, Kareemspiritworks, right? The link to that is in the description box too. So the cards that I come up with are the Queen of Cups, the Lovers, the Two of Wands, the Temperance, Three of Pentacles, Six of Swords, the Magician, Page of Wands, Four of Cups, Three of Wands. Oh, sorry about that. I forgot I'm not doing more than 10. So what I'm seeing here for the Aries is the Queen of Cups, the Lovers. So the Queen of Cups and the Lovers represents this being a situation where a lot of y'all seem to be in a situation where a lot of y'all how do I say want to be in this some sort of relationship. Let me see. Your new it's hard to say. Your new perception about love is different. Somebody may have come to you with some sort of love offer. And you Aries have developed a new sense of love, a new aspect of love through that. If not, and you remain single, a lot of you Aries still having your own thoughts about love. This is a situation for a lot of y'all where, you know, this is more so about making that transition between that easier transition between what it is that you already experienced, right? Because see, Aries represents right, war, right? But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, love is not going to be the easiest thing to achieve, and partially it's because of yourselves, right? Some of the people, especially if you're immature with that approach, the type of love that a lot of you Aries are going to look for is one that isn't very sustainable, right? So this is about you Aries reaching that level of maturity in the context of matters of the heart. Specifically, I mean, of course, other areas too, but when it comes to matters of the heart, specifically the things that you enjoy, your interests, your path, what, you know, anything that has anything to do with that. So it's matters of the heart in general, period. And it's about getting real with what it is that you really want this year. You know, what is it? What are your dreams, right? What are you trying to be an overachiever in? What are you trying to essentially perfect, right? What is the cornerstone, right? You know, Freemasons have this saying, right? I'm not a Mason, but the Freemasons have this saying that says that the stone that the builders reject will become the cornerstone. Meaning that, you know, the people that essentially are outcasts and things that are not seen as being smooth, having value, will essentially become so important and gain so much value to the point where you're going to be psychotic if you try to act like it doesn't exist or it's not real or the value or the importance is not there. So that's the same kind of thing for you. And then you have the Three of Pentacles, right? Which represents like the self-value that you're trying to achieve, that you really strive to achieve. And then the Six of Swords represents, you know, how do I say it? Like I said before in the Taurus video, that level of climb, trying to find it within yourself. And then you have the Magician and the Page of Wands, which represents, for some of you Aries, you will find it. For some of you Aries, you will have to try. For some of you Aries, it's going to be easier, okay? For some of you Aries, you'll have to try harder. Because, you know, as I said before, sometimes, you know, a lot of the Aries can be very cantankerous, combative, you know. But all that stuff is the ego, right? Because you Aries have to determine for yourselves what is worth fighting, right? And what is essentially fighting just for the sake of the ego and the over self-importance, right? So the Four of Cups and the Three of Wands represents, the Four of Cups and the Three of Wands represents how since this is the case, what's happening here is that a lot of you seem to be in a situation where the Four of Cups and the Three of Wands represents how a lot of you need to also understand that you will, in essence, if you stay on this path and you want to really learn your lessons, and you keep learning your lessons, because let's face it, sometimes Aries likes to play ignorant, right? They like to play like, you know, they don't see what's right in front of them, even though Aries can be very industrious. But like I said before, that's the problem with the state that we're in. Don't play like you don't see something. If you need to have more courage. If you see it, you need to confront it. Because even in the context of love for the Aries, which is what a lot of the Aries usually want, because Aries tend to be very romantic. If you know that you're going after losers, or if you know that you're attracting losers, stop complaining about the losers that you are attracting. You know what I mean? Because I have Mars in the 7th house, Mars in Virgo in the 7th house, right? And not only does the zodiac sign of Virgo not belong there, Mars typically should not be there, because Mars would be the opposing house. Excuse me, Mars would represent the planet in the opposing house, because Mars rules over Aries and Scorpio. And what's the planet that rules over the 7th house? Venus, right? The planet that rules over Taurus and Libra. Libra is the exact opposite of Aries, right? Because I have a moon in Aries, right? So what this means is that my love situation is very difficult. It's very idiotic, very dumb, very idiotic, right? Dysfunctional. And a lot of the times when I was younger, right, of course, I would partake in the dysfunction. Now, not so much. And what I'm seeing is that ultimately, you know, and this is part of the reason why I don't waste my time particularly on it anymore, but y'all have a different path, is because I realize that it's not necessarily me that's really hemorrhaging the dysfunction. It's the other people who I'm kicking it with. Because me sitting back and taking it one step after the other, and you have the individuals around me wilding out and acting like they don't have any kind of common sense. You know what I mean? So now we're gonna go ahead and clarify the Magician. So you have the Four of Pentacles, the Lovers, and then you have the King of Wands. Okay, very nice. So to clarify the Magician, the Four of Pentacles represents you have to figure out, your mind and your heart has to get focused on what it is that you want to see. And then the Lovers, which you already have, represents whatever tugs on your heartstrings, whatever catches, right, your heart. That's what it is that you have to become much more focused on. You can't afford to play like you don't understand, right? Because every time I try to get into it with an Aries, right, and kind of be in love with an Aries, like I said before, they do a lot of unnecessary stuff. And it's like, this is kind of why you experiencing the difficulty that you're experiencing, because you're practicing the principle of you doing stuff that's needless. It's like, what is the point of you picking an argument with somebody who already wants to see you win? Because you bored? That's lame. That's literally lame. So you'll go around destroying people's stuff and getting on people's nerves simply because you're bored. That shows a lack of personal purpose. And then you have the King of Wands represents this being a situation where you need to be your own judge, right? To be able to determine for yourself whether you're making the better decision. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe.